Hello daily drafters and welcome back to the channel for today's daily draft. Before we get into anything today, I want to extend a huge thank you to each and every one of you, all of you that are subscribed. We have grown like 40% in the last week with the new set review videos and this participation in this event that we're going to talk about here in a moment. We have surpassed 1,000 subscribers. Everything is looking up for this channel, and I am so happy that you are all here. New, old, beginning from those who've been watching for a year and those who've been watching for a day. I am so glad that you are all here, and I'm so excited to participate in the early access event for March of the Machine. This is something I haven't done yet, and this is my first participation in an early access event. Thank you, Wizards of the Coast, for allowing me to participate in this event. It's going to be so much fun. You could probably hear it in my voice. I'm stumbling over my words. I'm so excited. This is like, I can't even, again, I have no words for being able to do this today, and I hope y'all are so excited. For those of you that don't know what early access is, today is Thursday, April 13th here. And the March of the Machine doesn't release on Arena until Tuesday, April 18th. But Early Access is a content creator specific event in which many content creators get to participate with the new cards with fully loaded accounts. We've got unlimited, wild cards, unlimited coins and gems to participate in as many events as we possibly want. My account, Daily Draft VIP. I mean, this is an absolute dream come true. So we're going to start today with a sealed video for you all. Now, my plan for this video is to release it very soon after I play this, ideally on Thursday, Eastern time, so that you guys can all have time to watch this before you pre-release this weekend. Sealed March of the Machine here. My idea is to do at least 2 sealed pools and then maybe play out 3 or 4 total games with each, and then go back and drop and do another one so you can get more experience with different decks, different builds, different opponents, all that kind of stuff. I could run the same deck through 9 games, but that's probably not the most exciting thing for all of us. I'm just going to go ahead and drop after 2 or 3, 4 games, depending on the timing. I don't know what the queue is going to look like for all the content creators here participating in Sealed. I could have to wait a long time to play against others. It could go immediately. It all depends on the timing for how much I'm going to do and how much I'm going to play. But you'll know by how long this video is, by how much we ended up doing here. One last thing I wanted to mention before we get started here today is I found out on 36 hours notice that my operating system does not run the VIP client. So I had to, on 36 hours notice, figure out a way to get this video to you. I am doing some jerry-rigged kind of, it's all above table, it's all legal, don't worry, it's all fine. But I have found a way to get this video to you with a different operating system. I don't know how good the lag and the graphics are going to be for you all. I'm doing my best to make it the best it possibly can be, but at the end of the day, it is what it is, and it's just going to be what it's going to be. So I really hope that you can at least look past that for those that take that into account for the channel. I could have not participated when I got that information, but I went above and beyond to try to make sure that I absolutely could. So this is the sealed video. So, I mean, without further ado, why don't we jump into a sealed deck build? Let's go ahead, purchase this item, and see what we got going here. All right, so we open our 6 sealed packs, and let's check out our rares. Ooh, we have 2 companions. But these are, plus 2 more, so we have a little bit more. So I think these 2 companions are our Multiverse Legends here. And then we have 2 other rares. Yargle and Multani. What is this one? Progenitor Exarch. XX1 for a 1/2, enters the battlefield. Incubate 3. X times you can tap it to transform an incubator token. That's pretty good. Rankle and Torbrand. It's very difficult to cast in Limited, but we'll see. City on Fire. Who knows? But there is Obosh here. This is an 8 mana spell, so we can't companion Obosh and also play City on Fire, but we'll go ahead and continue here. We'll get into our deck build, and we will see what we have. All right, Arena deck building client. Let's see. Let's see how we're going to do this here. We have a Skittering Surveyor for fixing, so that's something. We have lots of lots of gold cards here. Invasion of New Capenna. Let's see what our battles are. Why don't I just bring over the battles for now? Well, where are they? I only found one. Should there not be... No, that's not what we need. Okay, filters sealed. Huh. Oh, here, okay. Oh, they're facing up. I was looking for them to face sideways. Okay, well, look, I'm learning with all of you. This is my first time seeing how these battles look in the arena client, so we're going to learn together. So here are the battles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, what do we have? We have the White Invasion of Bellinon for Knights. We have Invasion of Kamigawa. Putting stun counters on things, pretty good. Invasion of Zendikar is very good. This is one of my favorite uncommon battles. 4 mana for a 3 defense battle. ETBs, search your library for up to 2 basic lands, put them on the battlefield, tap, then shuffle. Turns into a Vigilance Haste Mana Dork. Invasion of Lorwyn. Basically destroy any creature with power X or with 6 or less, which is pretty much any creature. Invasion of Ulgrotha. Deals 3 to any other target, gain 3 life. That's pretty good. Invasion of Nuka Penna. Sack an artifact or creature. When you do, exile target artifact or creature an opponent controls. Okay, so here's our battles. Not bad. There was a couple of good green ones in there. Let's check out our rares here now. We know we had a couple of companions. See what else we have access to. City on Fire. No green rares. Rampaging Raptor, that's a great one. 4 mana, 4/4 trample haste, gets +2/+0 until end of turn for an activated ability, and it's almost like Questing Beast back from Eldraine for those of you that remember that card. What else we got here? Where are the rares? Here's the other one we didn't see. 3 mana, 3/3 flyer, which is already great. When it ETBs, exile up to 1 other target. Okay, so it blinks something when it comes in. Not bad, not bad. These are 6. We had 8. I guess Yargle and Multani was one of them. Is that right? Yep, here's one. And we got one more hiding from us here. Where are we at? Many of you probably saw it, but... One, two, three, four, five, six... Yeah, there should be one more. What am I missing here? Okay. Can't find it. Am I going nuts? It was one of the ones that we saw in our opening 6, I guess, right? Because we found the 2 that weren't there, so there should be one that was in the opening 6 that I can't find. Oh well. Maybe I'll find it here. So why can I not find this card? 7, okay, oh well. Who knows? We'll find it. Okay. So, I mean, was it Progenitor Exarch? Was that the one I just couldn't find? I don't know. Who cares? So we have 2 really good white rares here, and we also had the white battle. Invasion of Bellinon. Let's see what else we got. Realm Breaker's Grasp is a pretty good. It's like the pacifism of the set. Alabaster Host Sanctifier, 2 mana, 2/2 lifelink. Core Halberd I think is actually pretty good. 1 mana and 1 to equip. +1/+1 in Vigilance. That's quite good. Alabaster Host Intercessor is quite good. Tiller of Flesh can be good if you get some of these. Bola Slinger is also quite good. So we have some pretty good white cards here. I think what I'm going to do, so that you don't have to watch me go through all the options of this, is once I give you all of kind of my thoughts on the cards here, I'm going to go ahead and make a cut to my final deck build. And you will have seen all of my considerations for what I'm thinking of doing before I put that deck together here. So let's take a look at green. 2 mana, it's not bad. 2 mana, 0/2 backup. Fights with its butt. Not too bad. Vengeant Earth, no thank you. Blighted Burgeoning. Probably not. I mean, unless we're doing some fixing, which we could be. Chomping Kavu. Crystal Carapace. Invasion of Zendikar, I think, is the biggest thing pulling us toward green, and it is a good reason, but I don't know if it's... So, oh, we have Wrath as well. Instant or sorcery. Okay, okay. Things are happening here. We have Skittering Surveyor for fixing. We only have one... Oh, we have 3 dual lands here. Backwater, Highlands, and Crag. Anything else stick out? So the Raptor is very, very good. It's going to be hard to pull me off of wanting to play red for the Raptor. Furnace Host Charger also pretty good. Onaki Javelineer, not bad. Redcap Heel Slasher, not bad as a first striker. Valduk, Keeper of the Flame, goes well with our other equipment. There's also a Mirren Bane Splitter here that could go well with Valduk. And a Beat Stick. Okay. Hanger Scrounger. Playable. Alright, how about black? We have the Battle, we have the Etched Familiar, which is a card I like. We have Aetherblade Agent, fine. What about blue here? Temporal Cleansing is good. Strobe Knight's fine. Order of the Mirror's fine. Expedition Lookout. Much more defensive here. So, based on what I've seen, I think white is our deepest color for sure. Now, and we do have a couple good rares in white. Now the question is, can we put together a full deck with our white cards, pairing it with another color? Probably so. I think red looked like a possibility from what I saw. There's potentially also green, but I don't think our green is very deep here. We have some good red-black cards with Jury and Stormclaw and Rankle and Obosh. Okay, there's also some red-black. And our red was relatively deep. Maybe we can... I'll look through a red-black and then like a white X build, potentially, and see if I can get through any of those. So, yeah, I think that is the full rundown of our pool here. And I'm just going to go ahead and make a cut for you so you can see what my final sealed deck build ends up being. And then we'll jump right into the games. See you there. All right, so this is where I landed with our deck today. I actually went red-black, but I am splashing a couple of white cards because it's sealed. Why wouldn't you? I've only got one battle in the deck. That's Invasion of Ogrotha here. We'll have to rely on our opponents playing battles here in this first run to see how they go. Unless we get this one down, then we can really work on trying to do that. I have a couple of equipment to go with Valduk here and Karsus Depth Guard. Nice little combos here. The Hanger Scrounger as backup to help the Depth Guard attack as well. Couple of 2-drops, not a ton. Hopefully don't get run over here. We have our White Plane Cycler to help us splash the Guardian of Girapur, which is a rare, and Progenitor Exarch, which is also a rare, and it also kind of splashes itself with our 1 planes, a Windscarred Crag, a Skittering Surveyor. I think our mana is okay. It's not outstanding. We've got the Raptor in the deck. We've got Rankle and Torbrand in the deck. We've got a couple of removal spells, not a ton, but it is sealed. You just kind of got to deal with what you got. ETB and Etched Host Doombringer, First Striker and Heel Slasher. We have the Etched Familiar, which is a card I really like. We have another Swamp Cycler here. Not another, but a Swamp Cycler here. So, you know, I think this deck is not too bad. Today is not really about trying to spike a bunch of wins. It's about trying to see early on, you know, different kinds of decks. Get you guys experience with kind of stuff. This is obviously my first time playing with these cards, and it's going to be your first time seeing these cards more than likely. So we're just going to go ahead and hop right into the queue, and I'll see you in game 1. All right, here we are in game 1 against Iron Wolf VIP. I'll get more on the other VIPs here in a moment. Our hand is very slow, unfortunately. I really don't like mulliganing though. So one cool thing about today is we're going to be playing against a bunch of other content creators. Iron Wolf is not one I'm familiar with, but it very well might be one that you guys are familiar with. Almost all the other content creators are going to be streaming and or posting VODs of their content as well. So you should be able to see, I don't think we're going to swamp cycle that with all the lands we have. You should probably be able to see their content against me if you go to their channels or Twitch streams or Twitch VODs or YouTube VODs or things like that as well. So it's going to be a super exciting day. We're going to see all kinds of things from other people and get run over by a red-black or white-black aggro deck here because if you don't know anything about me, even with the VIP channel, we're going to draw all of the lands. So, here we are. Ichor Drinker is a really good black common, a card I would have loved to have. So they have a 3/1, doesn't have first strike. I'm not going to block because I would like to loot next turn, assuming they don't play an X4 here on 3 mana. But we'll see what they've got. Completed Huntmaster. All right. Look, guys, I mean, I kept a 4-lander. I drew nothing but lands. If you're new here, again, with all the new people, this is what we love to do. Kind of call myself the self-appointed landlord of of the channel here. So we are definitely discarding a card here, and we draw Final Flourish. So that can get -2/-2 to something. Not too bad. So if they block with the Huntmaster, we can now shrink it down, which is something I think I'll do. Okay, they chose not to. Is this an instant? It is an instant. Sacrifice another creature. I think I would like to do this before they have the chance. Oh wait, I have to do it here. Yeah, I'll do this so they can't, in response, kill it with the Huntmaster. So we're going to go ahead and end the turn. Next turn we have Etched Host Doombringer coming down, and then eventually a big old Gloomfang Mauler. Ichor Drinker coming in. So they can sacrifice their Ichor Drinker for all kinds of value here, because they can sacrifice it and then immediately transform the Incubate token here into a 3/3 if they choose to. They could also do that at instant speed. Looks like they'll just go ahead and put that on the battlefield here, and that's fine. All right, my turn. Well, to get to 7 mana, we're going to have to not loot away this land when we attack here. But there's a chance if we draw into action, that's fine, and if we draw into more lands, that's fine too. So I'm just going to go ahead and do that here. All right, so I think... So I could play this battle here. When it enters the battlefield, it deals 3 to any other target and gain 3 life. So I could deal 3 to the Huntmaster. Or I could play the Doombringer, play the battle next turn. Oh no, here's what I'm going to do. Play the battle, and then the Doombringer can remove 3 defense counters from this battle if I wanted to. So I'm going to go ahead and play the first battle of March of the Machine to ever be played. I don't know if that's correct, but it's pretty close. So there's the battle. It sits over there on the other side of the battlefield. Has 5 defense. When it flips, it turns into a 3/3 flyer that gets counters and gains life. Oh, now we have a battle. All right. They will go ahead and incubate 2 here. Yes, I do think I would like to remove 3 counters from that rather than... Or would I rather play Surveyor, get a land, and Blight Reaper Thallid here? I think I'm just going to play the Doombringer. I'll choose target battle, remove 3, and then pass. Now we are threatening to flip this battle here. Ooh, if they flip this one, it turns into a Glorious Anthem. That's pretty good. Invasion of Innistrad. Ooh. All right. Well, that's pretty busted. That also has flash, notably, so they can't flip a battle just yet. But they can get close here. So if they flip this one, they get 2 2/2s, and then can also create more 2/2s. Looks like that's what they're going for. I'll go ahead and get my extra land here. And just mana efficiency says I'll do this, so I can try to protect um, protect my battles here. Or protect their battles? Who knows? Alright, well, it looks like they are going to get to flip a battle here. So we're going to see the first battle flip animation. Well, so when they flip this, they get to... Oh, they're not even tapped, so I can't hit their battle on the backswing. So looks like they will get us here. So I get exiles, and then they choose to cast it. Get 2/2/2s. And another Ichor Drinker. All right. This format is looking to be glacially slow so far. Yeah, let's just play a 7/7 here. I could have given this, like played this and then transformed it, given it Menace next turn, but... Okay, so see what their top deck is. Really hope it's not a kill spell for the Mauler. That would be terribly unfortunate. They can technically flip this battle right now if they want to by attacking everything into it. They can also just like make an enormous army of 2/2s, which is going to be very difficult to get through. Man, all right. Well, that's a good one. It's also a mythic rare battle, so that's going to be one of the better battles. Ours is just uncommon here. Well, I guess I can try to get one here. Okay, make another 2/2. Sounds about right. This is going to be tough. They kind of have like an endless stream. Sacrifice another creature or artifact, put a +1/+1 counter on this, and draw a card. More than one non-Phyrexian. Well, we're not going to really have much more than one. I really don't want them to get an Anthem here. So, I wonder if I should just sacrifice this. I think I'm going to try. Oh. That's only at a sorcery speed. Well, welcome to early access. All right, Rankle and Torbrand, what can you do? It can enter the battlefield tapped is what it can do. Okay. Yeah, I think they're going to... 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 4 creatures in yard. They have 2, so they can just sit here and every turn just make 3 2/2s for like 3 more turns, and then they have a Glorious Anthem. Looks like they got us here. So, they are 1 for 1 for being the first person to flip a battle and win a game. Granted, theirs was a mythic rare battle, so it's gonna be difficult to do that. But can we even attack? I think it's gonna be very important in this format to be the first to flip a battle. If you can flip a battle, you are so much farther ahead than the other person. And honestly, this one is gonna be very, very difficult to beat no matter what. So, I'll just go ahead and play this. I don't know how much I can even attack. have each of us create a treasure. That doesn't matter. Each sack a creature. They have much more value than me. And then the last one doesn't do anything. So yeah, I think they pretty much got us here. Gotta hope we draw our non-existent sweeper in the deck. But again, I mean, some of these mythic rare battles are absolutely busted. So if you can drop this, I mean, that even has flash. They didn't even play it at instant speed, but if they did, this one is a good one. This one is a really, really good one. Final Flourish. Down goes Rankle and Torbran. If I was in not early access here, I would be conceding. But I want to let them do their thing. I mean, we're here to have fun. We're here to see things. That's what we're doing in early access. We're not here to spike wins and things. So I'm going to go ahead and just let them have their fun for a moment. Ooh, what does this even do? I guess we can incubate 3 times. I guess that's one of the best. Oh, but we can't even transform them. It doesn't have haste. Could have been good, but looks like they definitely have us here. It's got Defender. Man, look at their Deluge of the Dead. Never got to flip ours, unfortunately. And ours isn't super great. Oh, look, they have a Guardian of Girapur as well. Artifact or creature you control. So I guess they could flip, they could bounce their sensor. It doesn't really do anything. But they have lethal, so it is what it is. GG's Iron Wolf. On to the next game. We'll see if our deck can perform any better for the second one. All right, we are up first, and we have a turn 2 jury. We're playing against Anderson Nascimento. I suppose that is someone who is not an English speaker. Just a guess. Could be wrong. Anderson spelled like this is usually a Scandinavian type of name, so... Oop, missed it. There we go. Let's see what we can pull off in game 2. Mirren Bane Splitter has flash. Nezumi Informant. How rude. Alright, we'll go ahead and play our Scrounger. Back up the jury. Attack. And do we want to loot here? Probably. I think the Bane Splitter's not doing much for us. The Bane Splitter is a pretty good combo with Jury because Jury dies to deal damage equal to its power to any target. So we could equip it. And actually that could have been a pretty good reason to hold on to it. But we'll go ahead. Fully expecting a removal spell here, but we'll back up our Scrounger. So it can get through their Informant. And then I don't think I'm gonna loot this time, or rummage, I guess is the correct term. Let's see what their removal spell is. Nothing, okay. No plays, but they did have priority, so they've got something over there. Seal from existence, getting rid of jury. Yeah, that's not too bad, not too bad. Oh, getting rid of our hanger scrounger. Okay. I think I'm just going to play Skittering Surveyor here after I attack. The next turn we'll have the mana for Doombringer. I could also Stormclaw Rager sacrificing the Surveyor. Get a 1/1 counter, draw a card, get a counter over here as well, and then we could potentially... Oof. Well, that makes things more difficult. What does this have? It's just a 4/4 at this point? Okay, and then they whiffed on their top deck here, so... If we play the Ragers, sacrifice the Surveyor, Jerry goes to a 3/3. And I think... No, I might need black, but I also might need white. It's probably tapped wrong there. Let's do this then. So I could sacrifice the Heel Slasher to make this a 4/4, but they could still trade there, which I don't think is great. We have Deadly Derision to kill this next turn to get through if they don't play something bigger. So I'm actually not going to attack to see if something survives here, or if they don't play a big enough creature. Although they have 6 mana, they're probably playing a big enough creature. Or they're just going to destroy all the creatures. They could just choose to destroy legendary creatures, which would be just Jury. Or they can destroy everything. Looks like they will destroy everything. Okay. I think I'm just going to go ahead and drain them for 2 here. I don't think we need to... What does this one flip into again? 3/6 Menace, Death Touch. When it attacks, remove all counters from a permanent. Beginning your upkeep, if you haven't been dealt combat damage since your last turn, draw a card, lose a life. There's a lot going on there. I'll go ahead and just drain them here. I do have a removal spell for next turn. Ah, that's a good one. Gets rid of this, but we can kill it. Do we still have mana for it? Yes, we do. So the question is, do we do this now in case they have protection? They're playing white, and there is like that protection combat trick. And because of that, I think I'm actually just going to go ahead and do this now. Because I really do not want them to protect that card, if at all possible. So now we have 2 lethal threats here. Let's see what their follow-up is. That is a nice chump blocker. Five mana, and the follow-up is... Follow-up is nothing. Does this have haste? No. Alright, well they're clearly going to have a removal spell here, so we'll go ahead and make them have it. I'm going to decline because we drew another lethal threat. So... Okay, okay. So they survived. Tandem Takedown. Is that the card? It's a good one. +1/+0, deal damage, instant speed. Okay. Alright, land. Now I don't know of anything. Alright. Good game. We finally got there with that one. 1-1. Let's see if we can keep going with this deck. Oh, hello there, beautiful. Got 2 of our rares in our opening hand. We'll go ahead and keep this one. Playing against Solaris here. I do recognize that name. Unfamiliar with what content they are usually producing, but Hello there, Solaris. I always forget to say hello to everyone. All right, now do we do Skittering Surveyor? I think we probably just play Surveyor here. Go ahead and get our white. And then next turn we have the Raptor, if we want it, depending on what they play. Invasion of Ixalan. Top 5, reveal a permanent, put it in your hand. Turns into a 4/3 trample that basically always has indestructible on their turn. All right. Not blocking. Now this is where the format gets interesting. I can play Rampaging Raptor and I can attack, but then I have to chump block with Skittering Surveyor if they attack their battle. I can play a Hanger Scrounger, put the counter here, and then I have 2 blockers. It's not very mana efficient. I can play Guardian and then blink the Surveyor to get another land, which has Guardian back as a backup here. But the thing is, they can pump this next turn, which isn't going to be good. So unfortunately, I don't think this is like the best play to make, but I don't want them flipping their battle. Again, game 1, we had them flip their battle and they won very quickly. Oh, another one. All right, all right. Happy to trade here. Obviously the most mana efficient thing is Jury plus Guardian. We don't get any value. The only thing in our hand that would get value is the Heel Slasher or the Scrounger. I guess we could play the Scrounger in Jury. That's pretty good. I didn't think of that. So we are on defense mode here now. Because they have double battle on the battlefield, and I really don't want them to get either of these cards on the backside. So we'll see how we can do with our protection. Now, 5 mana 3/3 brings back something. Okay. So we have 6 mana. So we can Guardian the Scrounger. We can also just play the Raptor. Man. Very choked on mana, even though we have access to 6 and 1 more in hand here. It's very strange. Backup. I want to get value out of this, so I guess I'm just doing this here. So one thing I forgot to mention is I think in this format, Vigilance is actually going to be a huge deal because Vigilance allows you to attack their battles and also protect your own battles. Oof. It's an odd would deal damage, it deals double that damage. All right, well, clearly we have to trade. If an odd source you control. This is an odd source, so I guess we're just going ahead and trading here. Hello, lands. Can play the Raptor. And then start getting in there here. I guess I would just trade this with Obosh. I mean, I mean, there are worse things to have traded with Obosh, I suppose. I wonder if Obosh was worth running in my deck. Oh, and they have Gyruda. Oof. Wary Thespian enters the battlefield or dies. Surveil one. Jeez, lands. I don't need you. Here we are again. Got all of the lands. Although, we're about average. I mean, well, there's one over here, two over here. So, no, we're not at all average. Well, down goes that. So, I can kill the Thespian, or I can... What do they do? Deadly Derision? Or I can hit Gyruda, which would prevent them from attacking here. This feels so bad. But Gyruda can't attack now. We just have to hope we find something off the top. That's not really it. I mean, this isn't doing much at this point. Well, I can trade Rager for Gyruda at this point by flashing in the Bane Splitter, so... Man, as soon as they got a battle down, we, like, haven't attacked them at all. So... Man, they're getting us here. Certainly getting us. Okay. Oh no, we can't even trade. It's +2. I thought it was +3 +0. Alright, so this is flipping, and they're going to get a 6/6, and then this could flip, and they get a 4/3 trample. Woof, this is tough. Alright, so they get a 6/6 here, and they surveil another one. So are battles just OP, I guess? Like, they're just super overpowered if you can get it down and transform it first? Because this is just starting to get quite out of hand. Might see if I can throw an extra battle in the deck after this. I'm trying to remember the other one that we had. I'm not sure we had another one. Gets the lifelink until end of turn. They have a 7/7. It's all coming at me. Oh, how nice. So now they have 9, 10, 11. There's the good game. All right. Well, looks like they got us. Backup.deck. I mean, battle.deck is what got us there. I might adjust the deck a little bit for our last game or two of this sealed run, and then I'll see where we go from there. All right, well, we have the perfect mana base hand to start here. So we're keeping, got a 2-drop into 3-drop into hopefully a 4-drop if we can find one of these colors. And we did, we can play Deadly Derision. Playing against Sanitomi, not familiar with them, but hello. Go ahead and play the Agent. I don't think I'm trading here. Elvish Vat Keeper. ETB's Incubate 2. So now the question is, do we play Scrounger? Well, obviously we play Scrounger, but what do we back up? I don't think I'm backing up the Agent. I'm just going to back up the Scrounger itself and pass here. So I did take a look at the deck, and the rest of our battles are in white, blue, and green, conveniently enough. All right, down goes the Scrounger, and they transform their Incubator and attack with it. Well, definitely doing that. These aren't creatures I really want to kill, but I might have to here. The final flourish can take down the Dreg Recycler. The Deadly Derision can kill something bigger. I just wonder if I have to do that yet. The Deadly Derision would guarantee that we could cast the Raptor and hold up Flourish next turn, which would be good. So I'm actually going to take it, see if they play something better post-combat. If they don't, I'll just kill the Dreg Recycler. Well, it's kind of better. But not in the way that I was hoping it would be. Alright, this doesn't feel good. I think I have to hold up Deadly Derision. I don't think I can just play Stormclaw Rager, unfortunately. So if they transform that thing, then we have to kill it. Okay, and they're going to do that on our turn here. Yeah, they're really getting us. Converter Beast. Is this card good? Probably. 4 mana for an 0/1 that's just like chump block fodder or sacrifice fodder that also produces a 5/5? Like, that seems pretty good. The Raptor hasn't really done a whole lot for us here. They chose not to unincubate or whatever. Not to transform. Interesting. Bonded Herd Beast. Well, they're going to make me kill that. As much as I don't really want to. So I can trade with their 5/5 by flashing in the Bane Splitter here. So I guess that's our plan. That's if this even survives. Oh, another Mythic Invasion. Turn 3 target permanents from your graveyard to your hand. Yeah, that will certainly kill us. I wish I had a Mythic battle. Okay. Still can't cast my Raptor. I don't see a way we win this game, like, even remotely. Maybe we haste him out. Who knows? What does this even turn into? Oh, it turns into the planar bridge. All right. So note to self and note to you guys out there. Put battles in your deck at your pre-release. That's what we found out so far in this first sealed run. Whatever you can do, especially if you open a Mythic Rare battle, it better be going in your deck. They don't even need to attack this. They can just kill me. Right? Then it fights. So they do that, and then they hit us for 8. So that's it. All right. Well, I said I'd only play 3 or 4 games. Oh, no. No, hit me. There you go. Only 3 or 4 games, and I guess that's true to this first run because we went 1 and 3, so that is 4 games. So there's our first sealed run. Again, today is really not about winning and stuff. I'm just putting together what looks like a decent deck. Our next sealed deck will not be black-red because I'm going to let you see something different. We're going to try to see if we can open some good battles in our next one. And I will see you in the sealed opening for deck number 2. All right, here we are with another sealed opening, the second of the day and the second for this video. Let's open our packs and see what we get. We've got 2 more rares, which means we have 2 multiverse legends. Oh, here's a multiverse legend, Azuri Claw of Progress, and then that's it. So we have another legend and another non-legend rare here. Lots of team up cards. These are hard to cast in sealed. Ozolith, the Shattered Spires, good for +1/+1 counters decks. Archpriest of Shadows and Invasion of Fiora are going to be difficult to pull me off of black, I'll tell you that. We just learned in the first run that Archpriest of whatever, or no, the black mythic rare battle is a pretty insane, or that's just a rare, but I'll take it. All right, so let's see what we have. We have an Archpriest of Shadows. We have Invasion of Fiora. What other rares? We found 2 others, right? Okay, here's one. Progenitor Exarch again, which is a good one, we know. And we found one in green, the Ozolith. We've got Hidetsugo and Kairi. We've got Zerda again, and Azuri, and Zoro and Ojutai. Okay, I don't need your land suggestions. Okay, so we're kind of all over the place here. Zerda is just, that's really not the answer. Hidetsugo and Kairi is pretty insane. It's a 5-mana 5/4 flyer. ETBs, draw 3, put 2. So you cast Brainstorm when it ETBs. Then when it dies, you get to, like, exile the top card of your library. They lose life, and then if it's an instant or sorcery, you cast it without paying its mana cost, which is great. Now, that would kind of pigeonhole us into a blue-black deck, which might be fine. But we've got another, let's see what our battles are here, because we determined that including as many battles in your deck is going to be pretty good. Got invasion here, invasion there, invasion here. Invasion here. That's 5. Should have one more. Trying to locate it. Here it is. One more. All right. Double invasion of Amonkhet. Ooh, a double blue-black battle. And invasion of Kamigawa and invasion of Fiora. So 4 battles in blue-black. Invasion of Ergamon is fine. Invasion of Pyrulia is fine. But we have double blue-black battles. And a blue and a black battle. So what that tells me is that something along this line is looking all right. Let's see what we've got in blue and black, though. There's the question. Do we have enough cards to back it up? We have an Archpriest. We have an Etched Host Doombringer, which with 4 battles is going to be very good. Got a Deadly Derision. We got to Vanquish the Weak. Render Inert with 4 battles. Probably fine. I mean, it basically says flip a battle, draw a card. We've got a Swamp Cycler. We've got Timuret, which is okay. I do like Nezumi Informant. Gift Completion, probably fine. What does the Battle Fan do again? 2 mana Flash, +1/+0 and Indestructible, so it's like a trick. That's not bad. Scornblade Berserker has backup. Mirrodin Avenged. What is the Freewheeler? 4 mana, 3/3 Menace. ETBs each player mills 3, and then you transform it. Unseal the Necropolis. Can kind of get some creatures back. How about blue? Ooh, we're looking a little light in the blue department here. Have an Eyes of Gataxias, Saiba Cryptomancer, Order of the Mirror. What else do we have around here? Volcanic Spite is very good. Harried Artisan is very good. Sandstalker Moloch. That's the flash one. Yes, the color hosing flash one. Renata is here. Fertilid's Favor. Yeah, looks like we're gonna have to splash. What does our blue-green legend do here? 4 mana 3/3. Whenever creature power 2 or less ETBs get an experience counter. Beginning of combat X +1/+1 counters number of experience encounters you have. That seems okay. We only have 12 cards here, and we're gonna have to fill with some not great cards. Now, what about white? Double Angelic Intervention. Good. Knight of Coalition. Progenitor Exarch. I'd love to splash that if possible. Skywarden. Billy Rider. The Blink spell. Seal from Existence is good. White isn't bad, but you know what? I'm going to have this run be a test in battles for us. We determined in our first run that battles are great, and we have 4 really good battles in these colors. So I'm going to let that just kind of dictate our pool here. I don't even think I'm going to make a cut in this video, because I think I'm just going blue-black. I mean, we've got Overgrown Pest as well, which is good. What if we did black-green splash blue? Then we can't cast Hidetsugu and Kairi. I mean, we can, it's just harder. But there is a lot of black here. We could splash our battles. Because our green is, like, definitely better than our blue. Okay, maybe I will make a cut if I go black-green. Because we've got Rotten Tail, which is like whatever. Cosmic Hunger is good. There's the Ozolith with more +1/+1 counters. Forgot about that. Portent Tracker for battles. Negotiator. Thespian is fine. Pest is good. Moloch is good. Converter Priest we found was good last time. Renata's probably okay. Sailback not good, not bad. And Best of One Tangled Skyline very good. We found this card to be okay. All right. Fertilid's Favor, I think, is a little slow, but we can play it. Okay, so I'm thinking black-green is looking to be much more likely here. Yeah, our blue is just so bad and so not deep. We could splash the blue, though, with, like, Azuri. We can even splash the Invasion here. Urn of Godfire might be necessary if we can't get there on our mana. I don't think Vengeant Earth is what we're looking for. Alright, so I think it's going to be some version of black-green splashing blue here, and we have plenty of cuts to make. So I think I will go ahead and make a cut in the video for your sake and mine. And then I'll see you with the full deck build here in a moment. Alright, so I believe this is where I have landed. The mana is sketchy. I have to play an Urn of Godfire to make sure I can get all these battles in here, but I'm willing to test out the fact that we have 5 battles in this deck. We were only able to not fit one of them in here. We've got our rare Invasion of Fiora board sweeper. We've got Invasion of Kamigawa. We've got 2 Invasion of Amonkhet's. and 1 Invasion of Pyrulia here. Among many other creatures, these technically aren't creatures, but they're showing up as creatures here. So it says 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, so it doesn't count them, but it shows up here when you sort by creature. Getting a little bit of a glitch with our packs, but who cares. I wanted to keep the render inert here because we have 5 battles. It seems good. Cosmic Hunger can help us flip them as well, Vanquish the Weak. So this is going to be the test of the battles. Like, I fully expect us to lose at least 1 game to Mana Screw. But if we're able to, like, find... We have 3 blue sources and an Urn of Godfire and an Overgrown Pest to help splash 4 blue cards here, which is not ideal, I will admit. But, that's where we're at, and I think I want to try to give this a try just so we can just see how the battles work for us this time. We were handed a pool in our last run that did not lend itself to having us attacking battles, but rather defending them much more often. Let's see if we can put ourselves on the front foot to attack them. So I'll see you in game 1 for this run. All right, well, we never didn't have the full Sultai, did we? Invasion of Amonkhet on 3 with Wary Thespian on 2. They are companioning Lutri. You love to see it. Captive Weird. 1/3 defender turns into a 3/3. Alright. We can immediately flip that. Not immediately, but the next turn we can flip it with Render Inert potentially. Ooh. Hello again. Haunter X. That's a awkward. I think we're probably still fine to play this on turn 4. 2/1 flyer. That's a good card. Go ahead and play the Thespian. I can Streetwise Negotiator onto it next turn. Do we need another black mana right now? It guarantees a Tangled Skyline. Next turn I'm playing Island Invasion. And then I'm playing Backwater Inert, probably. And by then we'll find another land. So I don't think we need another one. This seems pretty good. 3 mana, they discard a card, we draw a card with some extra mill in there that we don't really care about too much in our deck. But, I mean, it's not bad. So let's go ahead and just play it. Don't think I'm attacking because we do have... Alright, so we got rid of the other one and the best card in our deck, of course. No attacks so that the Render Inert, well, the Negotiator can back this up to get it through these 2 things here. This also, oh, here we go. So we get to flip it and turn it into an Archpriest of Shadows. Oh no. Well, that is pretty good. I didn't include Hitotsugu in our deck and Kairi in our deck. It just... We didn't have enough blue. Now, granted, we have every blue source in our entire deck in our hand right now. Because why wouldn't we? So it might look like we have a lot, but we don't really. What is this animation? Are they still searching or brainstorming or something? Yeah, I guess they are here. Is this an instant sorcery? Any other creature card in a graveyard? Yeah, so ours is still the best. So we're just going to go ahead and make it an Archpriest of Shadows. A turn 4 Hitotsugu and Kairi. Okay. Yes, I would like them to be defense counters that are removed. I'll go ahead and cast it. And I'll take an Archpriest. Go ahead and put it here, and then this can trade with Hidetsugu here, which is probably not bad for us. But we don't actually have anything. Oh, we can get back our own Archpriest again. Oh, that's busted. So if this hits them, it gets back our Archpriest, which this Archpriest is giving that ability to. Don't you just love Magic the Gathering? They should probably just chump with their Captive Weird. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Yeah, that makes sense here. Alright, we have an invasion that immediately dies because they have flyers. Pretty good. Turns into a 4/3 trample here. Okay. They got a Cyber Cryptomancer, which is hexproof. +1/+1 at flash speed to something. So good thing we don't have any interaction. But do they choose to flip it? Because if they attack with this, we have open attacks with Archpriest to get another Archpriest back, which is stupid. They will do it. Okay. Well, now we don't have open attacks, I guess, because they get a flip and get their 4/3 here. Yeah, yeah. Wonder if there's a way to get this through. Darn, 4 with 3 or less. They still do have their hexproof trick as backup here. It just gives hexproof, right? Yeah, and a counter. So I can back this up with the Streetwise Negotiator, and it attacks as a 5/5, but then they just flash that in, put it here and trade, which isn't great. I can play the Doombringer, I can play Tangled Skyline. I joked about not having interaction, and then we drew interaction. Why does it have to go like that? Let's see if they want to trade with Thespian here. Looks like they will. So we surveil. Don't need another land. I think I'm just going to play Tangled Skyline here. Can flip this next turn as well as cast Vanquish or Negotiator. This has reach. Or our Phyrexian will have reach as long as Tangled Skyline stays on the battlefield. Would really love to find a way to get this in here so that we can get back our other Archpriest. That would be pretty insane. All right, another invasion they're going to immediately flip. And now we're never getting this in. Turns into a 3/3. Beginning of your end step, untap up to 4 creatures. Goodness gracious. These battles. Oh, okay. This is basically doing nothing at this point. I can kill that with Vanquish, but not as long as they have that in hand. Well, we're pretty close to casting you. So if I play the Doombringer, I can't transform this, but this does have reach, not that that matters against a 3/5. I can play Negotiator and Vanquish, but the Vanquish doesn't do anything. Guess I'm just playing this. Okay. Still don't really have great attacks here. I mean, we can just trade this with that, but like, what does that really do? Hello, Lutri. This thing is so annoying, especially when you know that they have it. Not blocking. And then they probably just pass. And we are stuck where we currently are again. Doing this so that we can play Negotiator, put the counter on the Doombringer. We can transform our 5/5, and we can also hold up Vanquish the Weak. Grindy game. This looks like a grindy format with these battles. Like, one way I've thought about battles is that when you assign your opponent a battle, like let's say a 5 defense battle, you effectively let them gain 5 life to also get the backside, which a lot of the time is probably worth it. But if this thing had just been smashing our face, we would probably be dead by now. Um, Granted, they wouldn't have these two creatures because the battles wouldn't have flipped, but like, it's still pretty good. So they can give that a +1/+1 counter. Right? Yeah. Back up 1. So this can be a 6/5. So I can't block with the Doombringer. Uh-oh. What are they doing here? Are they copying something? When you enter the battlefield, if you cast it, copy a spell you control. Oh, well. Maybe they did it out of order? Yeah. Looks like they might have done it out of order. With Lutri, you have to cast the spell, hold priority, and then cast Lutri. If that's what they were trying to do. Yeah. Looks like that's what they were trying to do there. Is this instant speed? Untap target land. So yeah, I still can't block with the Doombringer here. Okay, let's see what they hit. It's not an instant or sorcery. All right, at what point do I just trade Vanquish the Weak for this card? Like, as long as they have it. Sure. Alright, we'll play Jungle Hollow. Play the Mauler, I think. If we play the Mauler next turn, we can play the Escort and return the Archpriest. The only thing is all these creatures we just can't get through. What do we put it on? Probably itself? You could give something menace until end of turn. Maybe it would have been good to give it to the Archpriest here, but like... I don't know, we're still just trading. We're not even... Yeah, we're still just trading with like these two, which is, I guess, fine. Maybe it was worth giving it to the Archpriest there. Okay, we got it out of their hand. There we go. Now we can cast Vanquish the Weak on something. Is this a Phyrexian? No. It's going to be tough to get through here. Okay, they brought it back down to a 5/5. That has Indestructible and Trample. And then they're going to fight something. Or bite something, potentially. This is a grindy game here. Yeah, I mean, if they have another trick, if I block here and they have a trick, they kill it, obviously, but if I don't, they're just going to keep attacking every turn now. Let's see if they have the trick. Looks like they didn't. All right, we called their bluff and got away with it. Ooh, another invasion. Scry 3, that's very good. Now we do have Invasion of the Week here. So we could attack with the Mauler and potentially blow them out. The most mana-efficient thing to do is Escort plus Vanquish. We can get back another Archpriest, but again, that's not the greatest here. How many legendaries do they have? Just Lutri? Okay, so no way to stop this from trading, so I'll just let this happen here. And it gets indestructible, you say? Do I vanquish in response so that they don't draw an extra card? Because no matter what, this is dying. If I vanquish this, then this will also die, and they don't draw an extra card. It doesn't seem great, but I suppose I'm just gonna let this happen here. My doggo has come to say hello. And then play Wildwood Escort. Now, ooh, I can get Invasion of Amonkhet back too. It's pretty good. If I flip that, I can turn it, reanimate another Archpriest. The only thing is I don't think I'm flipping many more battles right now. Do I just get another Mauler here? I think I just get the Mauler. And then we'll pass. Again, grindy game. Here we are. Skittering Surveyor. Too powerful. Does this have a counter on it? Yes. Zalfirin Shapecraft. Okay. You're going to go get another land. My dog would like to participate in early access as well. He didn't get his code, unfortunately, so. Tough beats, dude. And they are hellbent. All right. Let's do this. They are playing black and blue, so this could be very good. But I kind of just want a 7/7 down. So if I give its counters here, this has Death Touch, Menace, and it's a 5/5. So they block with this and this here, and then it just trades. I don't think this is really ever getting through again, unfortunately. So we're just going to go ahead and cast this. And I think it's... No, it's actually a 6/6. Again, still they could just trade with these two. But that's probably pretty good for us, right? I mean, they have to block. They could also just trade with Lutri and Cadis, which is fine. All right, well, I'm going to make them do it here. We're still left with the 5/5 Menace on the backside. So with backup, this will gain the Menace ability. Guess we can do this too. So let's get in there, see how they choose to block. So this thing has flash, and as long as they've cast a blue or black spell, look at the top 4, reveal a permanent, put in your hand. Pretty good. So that's what I thought they'd be doing here. Good block there. But again, we're left with a 3/3 and a 5/5 Menace, and all they have is a 3/2, basically, and lands. So, ooh, here we go. All right, let's play our invasion. Time to get the invasions down here. Scry 3, then draw a card. Land or double-faced card, draw a card. I think I'd rather just keep the Renata. I know we don't draw it, but that's okay. So then we'll do Invasion of Kamigawa. We'll put the stun counter on this. Then we'll go ahead. Which one do we want to flip? Probably this one, although now they have to choose. Something is flipping here. We're going to flip a battle, guys. This might be our first time. Ooh, we get to flip all of our battles. All right, here we go. Looks like we might have gotten there. They got a lot of lands. They got 9 lands, but so do we. Oh, we only have 8. We only have 3 green right now, so we can't cast the Moloch and Renata, unfortunately. But that's probably okay with our current board state. There he goes. He's getting restless. All right, doing some math here. Must have drawn something. Let's see what it is. Thinking through all his options. Lots of cards in yard. Tons of cards in yard. Probably still just casting Renata next turn. Halo 4. Okay, so they were deciding what to cast here. So, instant or sorcery mana value X. That is quite a good top deck. They've got Vanquish the Weak. They got Render Inert. Final Flourish can just kill probably our Mauler here. What a top deck. It could also kill the Saboteurs to make sure we don't draw more cards. Yeah, that looks like it'll probably work. Okay. Because this also has Trample because of this. Alright. We'll go ahead and get on in there. Halo Forger. What a card. This seems like you could see some, Pioneer or potentially like blue-black control standard play. It's like a win con. Okay. Can't cast the Moloch, but again, I think we're fine on that front. And we got it. Sweet. Well, again, we flipped 2 battles and it seemed to work out in our favor. We go first, but very suspect hand here. We have a Vanquish the Weak to catch up. We are so far away from Invasion of Pyrulia. The Rotten Tail isn't very great until we get a green, and even then it's probably not great because it's not going to be till turn 3 or 4. And we have to draw blue to play Invasion here. I don't think we can kill. Why does it do this to me every single time? I guess we're getting rid of this because the urn can, like, help us fix. I feel like every time I have a hand of all one color, I mulligan, I get the hand of all the other color. Now I wish I would have just kept the first hand. Alright. I guess even with these colors, we can play Invasion on turn 4, but boy, is that slow. Don't know Ollie B, but hello. Alright, so they could flip this into a 3/3, exile the top card, can play it till your next turn. It's pretty good. Have to pay 2 life, but that doesn't really matter. We're going to be playing battles and no creatures to attack them. That is our plan. And they get a Preening Champion next turn. That is a great card. One of the best commons in the format, I think. I'd like to try to draw out of this a little bit. So let's go ahead and get some things here. Didn't mill any creatures on our end. I can copy a card in a graveyard. So at least we have a target over here in the Order of the Mirror. And also Joyful Storm Sculptor now. So we can render inert next turn. They're going to be casting a Preening Champion. We don't have any Convoke in our deck. Oh, hello. We'll go ahead and flip this. Draw a card. Can't quite cast that one, but that's all right. And I guess I'll go ahead and get a few 1/1s here. Play the Thespian, ETB's Surveil one. I've seen worse cards on top. Now we're going to have to protect ourselves from Preening Champion as a flyer here. So in a super battle heavy deck, so far I've been pretty happy with Render Inert, to be honest. 3 mana, kills a battle, draws a card, flips it, like it's been pretty good. So I mean in this deck with I think we have 5 battles, it's been great. So if you're able to fit 3+ battles in your sealed pool this weekend and you have a Render Inert, I would include it. It's been pretty impressive so far. Aw, they got their own one. We have 8 cards. Oh no. So they got to create a token of a copy of a target creature. That's good. Ah, stoke the flames. Dang. That's tough. That's pretty much all we needed right there. So they got to cast that for 1 mana. Must be nice. All right. How do we get out of this? We start with Invasion. We tap down their 4/4, I guess. If we flip this, we get a 2/3 flyer, which is good against Preening Champion. Don't think I want to attack with that into a 1/1 here. Close game. I think they're going to outvalue us with the cards in hand at this point, because that last turn was so huge. They made their own Storm Sculptor and then also Stoke the Flames for 1 mana. Convoke is pretty good, um, pretty good ability on some cards here. Maybe we can sneak their last card. Like they go down to 1 card in hand and we're able to let them discard it. Well, got nothing else to do here, so make your decision. Let's see what their instant speed spell is. I can't really attack is the problem. I can attack with the Thespian, it trades for a 1/1. I can't attack with these two, because that eats it. They got rid of Invasion of Karsus, which would have wiped the whole board except for their 4/4, which would have been pretty good. That means their hand is absolutely loaded. We're on a pretty quick clock here, unfortunately. We just don't have a way to flip that is the problem. So they have a 4/4 now. We probably have to trade for it. Because we're at 9. We're effectively at 7 here. Yeah. I suppose I can do this because the Wary Thespian is not doing a whole lot against these 1/1s. What do we got on top? Invasion of Pyrulia, you say? Well, we're not flipping it. So is 2 mana scry 3 potentially draw a card good enough right now? I don't think that's good enough, unfortunately. We need more than that. Oracle of Tragedy, ETB's Loots. Oh no, they're going to shuffle some things in. Interesting. Well, they can have 2 busted instant or sorceries that they can... Oh, and they got to shuffle in their battle too. Any cards. Okay, well that is something I was looking for here. And we can cast it off of the Urn of Godfire, so... Well, we're going to be wiping the board. So... Now, if they have a counter spell, then attacking is not very good here. But if they have a counter spell, we're dead anyway. It doesn't really matter what we do. So we're going to untap with at least a removal spell on board, which is not bad. So even if they play something, we have the opportunity to kill it. That's fine. No sense in attacking here. Let's just destroy everything. All right, so they're looping their best guards here. Etali? Etali is so busted. This is one of the stupidest cards in the entire set. So 7 mana, 7/7 trample, and they get to cast another 7/7 menace, and like... So I said we have a removal spell, but who cares? Because they got a 7/7 menace off the top of our deck. Oh, man. And then we died to that anyway, so it didn't really matter. Well, that was, yeah, this card, I'm not sure if anyone ever resolves this card, if they will ever lose a game in Limited. This card is so busted. And it transforms, too. What does it transform into? An 11/11 trample indestructible with effectively infect? Alright, let's go to the next one. Alright, this hand's not great, but we can keep it here, I guess, with Scornblade Berserker on 1. We can at least sacrifice itself to draw out of Land Screw. So we'll keep this here. And hello, Talia Vess. This is a content creator I am familiar with. One of the more popular ones in the community. So that's why I love doing this event. I feel like getting a little bit of imposter syndrome here, but it's just so much fun. I'm enjoying this, and I'm hoping you're all enjoying watching it as well. So... we've got a Scornblade Berserker on 1. And a lot of creatures, a lot of things later. We can also Swamp Cycle this away, which might... that's probably worth it, just to hit our land drops here. I think I will be Swamp Cycling. It just gets a swamp, but I mean... well, I guess I'm sacrificing itself. so they don't get to incubate. Got our swamp anyway. And another one. Welcome to Daily Draft. It's what we do here. We draw lands. We draw all the lands we don't need. I could swamp cycle this. Do we need a 5th swamp? It's tempting. It is highly tempting. 5 swamps. All right. So you can transform that to make a 3/3 death touch. When it deals combat damage, draws a card. I got a lot of transform over there. All right, I'll go ahead. I found a green. All right, I guess we'll play the invasion here. And then I think I am tapping down this one because I don't want them to transform it and then draw a card. So when that flips, we get the 2/3 Saboteur. This thing has Death Touch. That is annoying. Okay, transforms into a 3/2. When it dies, I have to sacrifice an artifact or creature. And they can sacrifice it at instant speed. So the next creature we play just gets killed, essentially. That's not great news for us. Oh, they're going hard here. All right. Yeah, well, we unfortunately do have quite the slow start, so you might get us. So the invasion doesn't protect us. The invasion actually means we die. Skyline lets us go to 14, and then we take 7, 8, 9, 10. There's not a lot of things that are going to save us here. We could just play the Archpriest, and then they sacrifice that, and we have to sacrifice the Archpriest. I guess we'll gain some life here. So it seems like there's 2 very differing strategies so far. And one is play battles, attack them, flip them, and win. The other is ignore battles, attack your opponent, and win. Talia here is taking Route 2, and it is working out very well for her. Okay, we are at 4. They draw another card. We can't even cast 2 creatures. We can flip our invasion here, but I don't know how much that does for us. We can Cosmic Hunger something down now. And we kind of have to. So if we Cosmic Hunger down this, we have to sacrifice this. Then we block here, take 3. If we Cosmic Hunger down this, they can't sacrifice that anymore. But then we trade and have to sacrifice this. But we still have blocks if we do that. So now if we do this, again, we block here, we go there, but they can also just sacrifice, make a sacrifice. This is tough to decide exactly which to do. I think I'm going to do this one, but If they just have a removal spell, we die anyway, so let's see if they've got it. Yeah, it looks like they did. Sorry. Wrong one. So they had the removal, didn't matter which we did. All right. All right, opponent goes first, and we have no cards in our hand that we can cast. This does a Stone Cold nothing. This is a 6-drop. This is a 5-drop. This is 2 green. So let's mulligan again. And we'll keep this 6. Definitely keeping the Pest. Render Inert is good with our battles, but we have no guarantee we're going to cast this one. Moloch could be good. I guess we're just doing this because it's so far away. Play blue or black. Aww. Sorry about that. I moved the entire window. All right. Okay. Guess we're playing Pest here. All right, got the blue. All right. 4 mana 3/3. 4 mana 4/4 can't be blocked with creature's power 2 or less. That is pretty good. So what you're telling me is if I play Renato, I have a 3/3. I could also just trade this with that. I guess we'll do that. Chomping Kavu. And it's a common. 4 mana 4/4. That's a pretty good value on common. Let's see if they have a combat trick or something to get rid of this at instant speed to push this through here. Okay, it worked. Oof. Yep, that's a good one. So I can swamp cycle this and then still play Invasion here. I need my lands with this hand. I just kind of have to have them. I'm actually not going to play the Invasion first. I'm going to attack their life total because Render Inert next turn is just going to flip this no matter what. So I'm just not even going to try to attack the battle here because I don't need to deal damage to the battle. So what choices do we have? Ooh, Luris. Luris is fun. Oh, there's a Gloomfang Mauler too, though, that we can get back with this. It becomes a 4/4 backup to... Oh, why couldn't we have milled the Archpriest again? So next turn we can render Inert and Nezumi Informant. They got rid of Finn. Oh, another Invasion. What do you got? It's a rare one. Search for Inquisitor. Incubate 2, transform their 3. Oh, and they got a counter. Oof. Value Town. Man, they have all kinds of value over there. What do we want? Suppose we probably just want Gloomfang Marauder or Mauler, although Luris can get us some value here. Go ahead and take the Mauler. Yeah, let's put it here. Shauna. Each creature. Okay. Well, I think we are now on defensive because if they flip this, they get an 8/8 reach, which is crazy. Now they have another 4/4 though, so okay. Yeah, they have the combo with Norn's Inquisitor and for X and Progenitor Exarch here. Really wish they wouldn't have done that because then we could have Archpriest on top of the Mauler, and that would have had Menace. All right, well, I'm gonna have to chump here. And they're gonna flip their rare one before we can. Gosh, Archpriest so close. So close to being good. No cards in hand. We can get a 2-drop back here with Wildwood Escort. And I could also just get anything else back. Could get the Thespian, but probably just want the Mauler. Well, they're going to get an 8/8. So it's going to be very difficult here. This is flipping no matter what, so I guess we just eat this. Oof. Wait, we just lose now, right? Yeah, non-human can assign as if it weren't blocked, so they have like 20 unblockable damage right now. I guess the only thing we do is Archpriest plus Cosmic Hunger. And now if we do this, they attack us for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we're not dead. We can get a creature back if they don't block here. All right. Looks like we'll get something back. We don't have great things to get back, but that's okay. It's something. We're fighting our way back here as much as we can. Oh, the top decks. Double Realm Breaker's Grasp. Okay, go to 2. We have 5, 6, 7, 8 mana, so we have to do this and then Vanquish the Weak and hope we don't die or something like that. I guess we aren't technically dead. Now we are. Oh, they got it anyway. I didn't even read that card before before it flips on us. Oh well. Okay. All right. I think I'll give us one more game of this deck. I think this deck is sweet. It's been doing some cool things. I'll give us one more game before we end this draft or sealed run. Well, I lied. We're 1-3, so the sealed run is over. I thought we had a chance there at the end, but I obviously punted by not reading what the card did by transforming. But again, we're not here to about trying to maximize all of our wins and all that kind of stuff. So just trying to get you some sealed content early from early access. That's what we're doing here. So thanks so much for tuning in for this video. We're going to have some best of one drafts from early access prior to Tuesday's launch. Releasing here soon, probably Saturday and Monday, potentially like that. We might even have more depending on how much time I have. So thanks so much for sticking around to the end of this video, and I will see you next time for your daily draft.